So here is the points where you have to concentrate while taking the history of jaundice particularly. So any case, you have to have a broader division of the existing etiology in your mind, and then your questions should be relevant to that to exclude the etiologies then and there in your history. Now, regarding jaundice, it is that we have to have certain points where we differentiate the etiology from jaundice per se. Now that, what are the points pertaining to jaundice which gives us a etiological clue to whether it might be a benign cause or it may be a malignant cause. So students, here we are going to discuss only the two broad subtypes, that is, it might be a benign obstructive jaundice or a malignant obstructive jaundice. Now, the points in jaundice which will help us in differentiating between malignant versus benign obstructive jaundice is that, first, the duration of jaundice. Now that, so the most common benign etiology we are going to deal with is choledocholithiasis, that is, the stones in the common bile duct. So there might be the stones which could have descended from the gallbladder per se, or it could have been formed from the CBD itself. So it is choledocholithiasis per se, and that is the most common benign etiology we are going to deal in this case, and then that is the most common etiology overall too, and we are going to differentiate it from any malignant etiologies of the entire apparatus, biliary apparatus, which might cause obstructive jaundice, which might mimic the stones. So in jaundice, it is the duration of the jaundice which will help us differentiate between benign versus malignant. In benign, the duration of jaundice is quite longer. That is, it might take months to years. It is of, the patient would tell a history of jaundice which he has presented to us with now. He might be having it for several months, or even it might be years. But I'll tell you the nature, but that he'll give a longer history comparative to the malignant etiology, where the patient will complain of a shorter etiology, shorter duration etiology. It might vary from few weeks to around few months. So it might be the patient might give us a history of, sir, I am having this obstructive jaundice, or I am having this jaundice for a period of 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or it might be for months, as is the case here. So it is around short duration, some around few weeks to months. And the onset of jaundice in benign etiology like stones is a sudden onset. So it might occur suddenly. The reason, it is because in stones, when the stone obstructs the pathway, obstructs the bile duct, wherever it is, now the patient will land up in jaundice, and that is a sudden etiology. Whereas a malignant growth, when it grows and grows, and it causes a jaundice by an insidious onset, it causes an insidious onset type of jaundice, and the patient will develop jaundice very gradually, and he will have a full-blown jaundice when the obstruction to the pathway by the growth is full. But when the growth has started and it has started to grow, the jaundice in that will be insidious in nature, insidious in onset, and the duration and the nature of the jaundice in benign is it will be intermittent in nature. That is, the bilirubin will start to increase and it will reach the baseline. Say suppose when the patient has a stone which is obstructing the pathway, the patient will have an elevated jaundice, elevated bilirubin, and then when the stone passes off its own, the patient's bilirubin will come to baseline. So reaching a baseline is a very important category, very important point in benign, and then again another stone passes, and this way it causes a further elevation in jaundice, a further elevation in bilirubin. So the patient will give a typical history of he had jaundice relief, and then he had a period where he was asymptomatic, and then again similarly he had the rise in bilirubin and he had jaundice, and that is the nature of jaundice which occurs typically in benign cases, especially stones, where the stones come and obstruct the pathway. Whereas in growths, in malignancies, which cause the malignant causes of obstructive jaundice, the jaundice is going to be progressive in nature, especially it is going to go on and on and on, and it goes on increasing because it is the growth per se which goes and to increase and then finally causes obstruction in the common bile duct and thereby the patient developing jaundice. Now, there is one variant of malignant jaundice where we are going to see it as fluctuating jaundice. What is fluctuating jaundice? The other name for fluctuating jaundice is waxing and waning type of jaundice. Waxing and waning type of jaundice asked in several MCQs, several exams, and even in your practical, the examiners will be fond of asking what is waxing and waning or fluctuating jaundice. Here, in fluctuating jaundice or waxing and waning jaundice, the patient will have an increased bilirubin and then the patient will have a decreased bilirubin, but even after decrease, the bilirubin level will not reach the baseline, that is very important, as opposed to intermittent jaundice, where the patient will have elevated bilirubin and then the jaundice will reach the baseline and then it will again increase. So it will come to the baseline as in case of stones, because the patient is getting relieved of its the stones, hence the bilirubin will come to the baseline. Here what happens is sometimes in cases of periampullary lesions, especially I'll say what are all the lesions which comes under periampullary. In periampullary, especially in peripapillary tumors, what you get is the tumor will slough off. Due to tumor necrosis. As such, when it sloughs off, it will shred a part of the tumor. So the tumor which is encircling or compressing the bile duct probably will shed off, and then the compressive effect on the bile duct will give away, and then the patient will get relieved of his jaundice, and at that time the level of bilirubin will decrease. The patient will have a decrease in the color of the urine and his color of eyes if correctly appreciated, and then but he will not have an entire relief of his jaundice. It will decrease, but it will not reach the baseline as compared to intermittent. This type of jaundice is called fluctuating jaundice. But those tumors which do not slough off will have a progressive jaundice. The jaundice bilirubin will go on increasing. The patient will give you the typical history to you that the patient feels that his urine color is getting yellowish day by day, and that all those relatives and his family members are able to feel his yellowish discoloration of eyes and have come to him and told that there is something wrong in his eyes, and that the yellowish discoloration has increased day by day. And this is the typical history he will give to you when there is progressive jaundice. If he is a person who is well educated and who could have perceived the symptoms appropriately, he will tell that he has experienced symptoms where the jaundice was increased, and then for a particular period of time it has decreased to a certain extent. Again then it has increased, but it has never come to normal level. That is what is called as fluctuating jaundice. Fluctuating jaundice is an important MCQ, my dear students, and it is otherwise called as waxing or waning type of jaundice. And this is typical of periampullary tumors, especially peripapillary tumors, where the tumor sloughs off, and due to tumor necrosis, the patient will have a fluctuating or waxing and waning type of jaundice. Now, so from this slide, we are able to come to a conclusion that the jaundice, if it is of a longer duration and it might be a sudden onset jaundice with intermittent intermittent in nature, then we will think of jaundice mostly of a benign etiology. If the jaundice is of short duration, around few weeks, around 1 to 2 months, and it is an insidious in onset, gradually occurring, and then it is either progressive or it is of fluctuating, that is waxing or waning, especially in the periampullary tumors, then you think of malignant obstructive jaundice.